Lonnie, welcome back to the channel. Same thing, egg white pancake. Like a lot of good ingredients. I am so excited for this next little phase because obviously I just competed for my last show of the season. If you guys haven't watched the show day video for USA's, which was my last show of the season, a national level show, it was an absolutely incredible weekend. And gosh, I just could not have written a better story for how this season would go. Just overall, and I'll get more into that in the later on in the video, but I am so excited to show you guys this next phase of life because ever since January of this year, and now it's August, I've been showing you guys preparing for my bodybuilding shows, dieting down, all this stuff. But it is so important to, if you're trying to build your dream body, to not be spending, to not be spending the entire year dieting down. You need to be spending some time feeding your body, fueling your body properly so that you can grow lean muscle. And that's the phase that I'm going to be transitioning to. So I wanted to take you guys along with me for a day in the life because I am now in my reverse diet. So this is super exciting and I want to be super open about this entire process because now the focus shifts towards getting healthy, fueling my body again, getting back up to maintenance, and then slowly starting to build some lean muscle. So I am very excited about that. And there's so much that goes into this as far as getting healthy again, getting my hormones in a good place, getting my recovery back to normal, getting stronger again in the gym because as you're dieting, your strength goes way down. So I'm already feeling a lot better. Little mini update because I don't want to ramble on too much. I'll give you guys a full update later on in the day. But I am up 2 pounds from my baseline weight right before competing. So that is a really, really good spot. And basically, ideally, I want to gain about 10 pounds above where I was baseline of stage weight and kind of hang there. That's where I feel my best, where I feel my most confident, and where I'm the healthiest. So that's kind of the goal right now. But I am going to head down and do my session of fasted cardio. So cardio is slowly coming down. I'm at 40 minutes a day now. Food is a little bit higher. We're bumping up by about 15% in the form of carbs and fats. So very, very exciting stuff. I'm going to show you guys what my meals are today when I get back from cardio because that has been so good. It's making macro-friendly, good meals that I genuinely enjoy. It's been so much fun. So this is going to be a really, really, really fun vlog and I cannot wait to take you guys along with you for every step of the way. But let's get down and do some fasted cardio. Alrighty, fasted cardio is done and dusted. I feel good. And I can get my cardio done at any point in the day, but I do feel good just starting off my day with a little bit of movement. So that's been honestly really nice. And I am very hungry now. And what I've been doing, because I am following macro targets, so I'm not following a meal plan, I know how to approach my nutrition. It's really just a matter of controlling my calorie balance and slowly increasing it. So that's what I've been doing. I'm increasing in the form of carbs and fats. And macro targets are always super individual to each person. I always get a lot of questions about what are your macros, and I don't really want to share them because it's so individual to each person. But I am increasing by about 15%. So I increased my calories by about 200 or so. And I'm going to hold that for the next 2 weeks, see how my body responds, and then go from there. But again, macro targets are just so individual to each person. You want to be sure that you are fueling yourself the right way. And it depends on your activity level, your age, your height, your weight. There's so many factors that go into it. But what I did go ahead and do, and this is what I have a lot of the girls in my online fitness program do, because obviously I set their targets for them, I write their training and everything depending on what their goals are, if they're wanting to lose fat, build muscle, whatever it is, because that goes into, that's all nutrition, right? That's all your training, that's all your nutrition when you're wanting to make a body composition change, right? So essentially that's what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to put on lean muscle. So anyways, when I have my targets, what I do is I did this last night, and I recommend a lot of the girls that I work with, my one-on-one clients, I have them do this, is I have them pre-track. So last night I went into my app where I track all of my targets, and I figured out what I was gonna have for breakfast, what I was gonna have for lunch, and I am training a little bit later in the day today. We have a shoulder workout. So I knew that I wanted to have 5 meals. So I wanted to have a breakfast, a lunch, a pre-workout, a post-workout, and then a snack at the end of the day, like a little sweet treat. So I went in and I mapped out everything so that I know that I'm hitting my macros to the T. And then today I can just follow it like a plan. It makes it so much easier than trying to guess your macros throughout the day. And I feel like I have so much less food noise when I do it that way as well, because I'm not thinking about what do I need to eat this meal. So now that I'm super hungry after my cardio, I already know, okay, I'm going to have this many egg whites. I'm going to do a cream of rice bowl with almond butter and throw some wild blueberries in there. That way I'm hitting my fiber goals, I'm hitting my protein goals, and I don't have to like second guess anything. So that's a huge tip I have for any of you guys that are tracking your targets. I feel like that makes it so much easier. But anyways, I'll stop the rambling. Let's make this breakfast because I am literally like drooling just thinking about it. The egg white pancake is not going anywhere. For those of you that followed along this prep, I had egg white pancake like every single day in prep. That is a staple year round. So you're going to be seeing a lot of her. And you guys, I got this new cream of rice. It is so good. This one is the American pie. So this is what I'm going to do this morning. It's like an apple pie flavor. But I am always talking about cream of rice and like the different, bowls that I'm doing with it. And because it's like one of my favorite carb sources, especially for breakfast. So I was trying these new ones. And hold on, let me just give you a little haul. I got so many flavors. I ordered all of these and I have so many different like flavor combinations that I've been trying. So I have lemon pound cake, peanut butter cookie, which was so good. I mixed it like half and half with the brownie batter yesterday. Glorious, one of the best things ever. I have cream pie, and then I'm so excited to try this one. I think I'm gonna do that one tomorrow. It's the strawberry wafer with Biscoff pieces. Like, that's nuts. I'm so excited. But you guys are always asking me for a code for the cream of rice that I was using before, and I tried these, and they're so good. And I reached out to the company, and they gave me a code to share with you guys. So it's code Alani, just Alani in all caps. And I'm so excited because you guys are always like, oh my goodness, do you have a discount code like for the cream of rice? And I was like, no, I just like buy them. So I'm excited for you guys to be able to use this. They also have like a bunch of low calorie sauces, which I'm really excited about. They have coffee and they also have like seasoning mixes. So I'm very excited. But today I'm going to do the American pie one, which is the apple pie. And then I'm going to mix it with the crunchy almond butter that I have from Target. That also changed my life. I didn't realize that you could do crunchy almond butter. I know that there's like crunchy peanut butter, but I'm really big on keeping things like whole foods, minimal ingredients, that type of thing. I just feel better when I do things like that. I know what's in my food. So whenever I do an almond butter, a nut butter, anything, I always look for one where there's only one ingredient. A lot of like nut butters will have added palm oil, they'll have added sugar, they'll have a bunch of additives in it, and I would rather just the only ingredient be almonds. So my go-tos are like Costco. Target has a good one where it's only almonds. Trader Joe's has a good one. So I went to Target, and not only did they have one where the only ingredient was almonds, but it's crunchy. So anyways, if you can't tell, I'm very excited about this breakfast. It's just so fluffy. Like, look at that texture. I can never, wow. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited for just more flavor in all of my meals. This has been so much fun, like just playing around with different meal ideas. I'm so excited. I'm gonna definitely do a full day of eating today because I'm excited for the meals that I've like mapped out today. We went to the grocery store and I actually filmed a grocery haul as well. So if you missed that one, definitely check that out. But Bradley and I picked up some really fun stuff from Trader Joe's to just make like meals more fun. But I'm so excited, guys. Alrighty, and this is the breakfast. Oh my gosh, this is glorious. This is so much better than what I was having in bodybuilding prep. So, same thing. Egg white pancake, right, seasoned with my cinnamon and stevia, and then I threw the wild blueberries inside of it, folded it over kind of like a crepe, and then topped it with some sugar-free syrup. And then we have my cream of rice bowl with the crunchy almond butter, topped it with a little bit of cinnamon and some flaky salt. Incredible. And this meal comes out to 40 grams of protein and less than 500 calories. That's a lot of food for that amount. I'm a happy girl. Absolutely cleared the plate and licked the bowl clean. That was amazing. And I think Charlie wants some too. All right, I am all packed up. I'm gonna get a little bit of work done. I think I'm gonna go to a coffee shop because my Wi-Fi has been down, which is obviously frustrating, but gotta do what you gotta do. I have a little bit of some client programming to do as far as training programs. And there's also some little vlogs that I want to edit from show day weekend, from the traveling that I've been doing, some full day of eatings that I want to like kind of clip together for Instagram. So I think I'm going to knock out some of that. And then also I have a few like fun things to do. Like I want to work on my wedding save the dates. I need to make a group chat of my bridesmaids, like all this stuff that I haven't been able to focus on as I've been doing like all of my bodybuilding prep and like building up my coaching roster. So I'm so excited to kind of switch gears into wedding mode. Like are you guys interested in seeing some of that too? Like I know I really focus more on like the nutrition side of things, how I'm training, but I feel like you guys here on YouTube are like the real ones. Like I feel like you guys get me. You guys know me. So I don't know. Let me know like what you guys want to see because there's a lot of life phase going on in this next little era of my life, which I am so excited to share. Definitely going to be leaning a lot into like the daily vlogs and what I'm doing because obviously even though I'm not preparing for a show, we are in a growing season and there's still an intention. I want to be building lean muscles so that next time I step on stage, I want to be undeniable. Like that is my goal. People are like, why aren't you doing another show like if you were so close? Because oh my gosh, this was crazy. I touched on this in my show day, but I was one placing away from getting my pro card. Like not only did I go into that show and get top call outs, which is like, that means that you're the top 8 in that height class, which is amazing because the level of competition at that show is absolutely nuts. The biggest show I've ever been to. The judging panel were all Olympia judges. It was Tyler Mannion, it was Sandy Williamson, and a bunch of other like super high level Olympia judges. And just to be on that stage and being like, holy crap, like these are the people that are in front of me. And they called my number for first call outs. I was like, oh my gosh. And then Tyler called my number first to move me to the center. And I was like, holy crap, like this is nuts. So I was one placing away from earning my pro card. I got 3rd place. They moved me to the center and like kind of moved me around. And I did end up getting 3rd place. So top 2 got your pro card. But honestly, nothing lit my fire more than that because I know like even if I would have gotten a pro card that day, I need to grow. And yeah, like I wouldn't, even if I got a pro card that day, I wouldn't be a competitive pro. So people keep asking me, long story short, why I'm not just doing another show if I was literally one placing away. And not only one placing away, it was a split decision. So 2 of the judges did have me in 2nd place over another girl, which is crazy. Like the level of competition there was amazing and all those girls looked absolutely incredible. So for me to even have that high of a ranking and like it's amazing. But anyways, I'm going to stop the rambling because I've already talked all about this in my show day vlog. So if you haven't watched that, definitely make sure you go and watch that. And if you guys want more of like an in-depth video talking about like what my next steps would be, where my head is at, I can totally do that because there's a lot of thoughts swirling around and I feel like I'm getting a lot of questions about that. But gosh, I am such a scatterbrain. Back to what I was saying. What was I saying? But yeah, we're going back to the drawing board and I am transitioning into a lean growth phase so that next time I step on stage, which is going to be a while from now, so that I can really focus on growing and bringing the best package that I can. I'm also going to be in this life phase where I am enjoying my engagement and being able to travel. So I'm super excited to show you guys like how you can feel your best and look your best, even if you're going out to eat, even if you're having the occasional drink, the occasional glass of wine, the occasional night out, like how to make this a balanced part of your lifestyle, which I love bodybuilding. Like that is my passion, but I also know that it is the extreme, right? And there are no cheat meals. There's no drinking. Every meal is like to the T, the same thing every day. So I'm excited to show a little bit more of like a relatable version because you don't have to do all of that to look and feel your best, truly. And that's what I help my clients with every day. But anyways, I'm excited to show that side of things. And it's going to be fun. So long story short, let me know what you guys want to see. I'm excited for it. But I'm going to make a coffee. And that was one of the things that I missed the most in bodybuilding prep is all I could have was a black coffee with some stevia. And don't get me wrong, when you're deep in bodybuilding prep and deep into a diet, black coffee, some liquid stevia, and some cinnamon, that'll get you right. It's pretty good. That's how you know like prep is prepping. But I love me a good coffee. I can't even lie. So I made some cold brew. I literally just did it in like a little pot coffee maker, threw it in this thing. I got this from TJ Maxx and then I just throw it in the fridge. That way I don't have to buy cold brew because even cold brew from the grocery store, it adds up. It gets kind of expensive. And I'm trying my best to like save some money and not buy a coffee every time I leave the house. And then I get just some unsweetened almond milk that's vanilla. So I always try and find one that's unsweetened. So for a whole cup, it's 30 calories. I get this one from Costco just because it's like the cheapest. We love Costco. But honestly, any like unsweetened almond milk is great. And the portion that I do is like less than 10 calories because I really don't need a lot. Like if I'm just doing a cold brew, like I'm just topping it with, yeah, like that was 60 grams of almond milk, which is like less than 10 calories worth. And then I have my cutie little coffee bar all set up over here with like my little Lazy Susan thing. I'll link this on my Amazon storefront because I think this is the cutest thing ever. I got these like little containers that have a pump because I wanted like one with a pump. So I got a multi-pack and then I just picked them up from like TJ Maxx or wherever. And then I got this little Lazy Susan so that I can feel like a little barista. But my go-to has been a couple pumps of brown sugar and then a little bit of vanilla. So good. And a little taste test. Oh, yeah, that's good. Cheers. All right, it is time for a meal. Your girl is hungry. And I went ahead and did some ingredient prep the other day, so I have everything ready to go. Makes it super simple for me to make my meals. Obviously, I do that while I'm in bodybuilding prep, but I do that year-round as well. And I get to upgrade to my big bowls. My meals are finally big enough to be able to use this. And since my carbs are not super high yet, again, we're just incrementally bringing them up so that I'm not gaining a ton of body fat in the process. Again, we're reverse dieting right now. What I've been loving is cauliflower rice because it feels like I'm having, you know, real rice and there's a lot of fiber in them. It's very satiated, very filling. So I'm going to do quite a bit of cauliflower rice. I picked this up from Costco. It just comes in like these little frozen bags. It's been so good. And then I'm also going to do, I picked up this like greens mix from Trader Joe's. I love doing like kind of like a little salad type thing, but this one is kale, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, green cabbage, and red cabbage because I love like a little bit of a crunch. So I thought this would be fun. And again, a lot of fiber. And then I prepped my proteins for this week. I ended up doing wild-caught mahi, a little bit of chicken, and some wild-caught red shrimp. Again, all from Costco. So I'm also going to do some of that. And I have a little bit of these little like teeny tomatoes that I got from Trader Joe's that I'm gonna throw on there. Again, making it just kind of like a little salad, a little bowl, whatever you want to call it. And then I also have my favorite, these little mini cucumbers. And because I'm lazy, I am gonna rinse it. Hold on. I literally just cut them up because I feel like it's easier. So I'm just gonna cut like this much, and then I just cut it in half, and I like chop it and put it on top. But if I'm wanting to make it really pretty, I'll like slice it up all nice, but I'm really hungry, so I would rather eat quicker. And then I also have this little Skinny Girl dressing. It's like a balsamic vinaigrette, and it's only 5 calories for a serving. So I'm gonna top this off, give it that salad feel, make it a little bit less dry. Top it off with some salt. Yum. Oh my gosh, that looks so good. So this whole meal is 30 grams of protein. So I like to spread my protein pretty evenly throughout the day. So my protein goal right now is 160 grams, and I'm splitting that into 5 meals. So I just need like 30 grams of protein at each meal or something like that. Some of my meals are a little bit higher, but a lot of fiber in this meal, which is great. And this meal is actually only 220 calories, which obviously your body needs more fuel than that. But I had a lot of carbs in my breakfast, and I'm saving my carbs for my pre-workout and my post-workout. So this meal is really just to get in a little bit of protein, some fiber, and hold me over to my pre-workout meal. So don't worry, we are eating around here. And I actually meant to go to Whole Foods on the way back from working, but I forgot. My brain is slowly and surely coming back. I feel like we still have a little bit of prep brain going on, some brain fog. But I'm going to run over to Whole Foods now because I needed to make a little Amazon return and pick up some fun groceries. Oh, I'm excited. There were like a couple things that I wanted to get, but I always make my Amazon returns at Whole Foods. So I was like, well, you know what? Let me really quick get a little restock of some of the things that I needed that I can't pick up at Costco. So I went ahead and did like a little pickup order. So I'm gonna kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Get a little bit of steps in as well. Hi, just this one. Thank you. Haul. All right, we got some fun goodies. So one thing I got was this espresso. I've heard you need to like invest in good espresso beans, and I'll show you guys in another video, like when I actually make a latte, but look at this beauty right here. I picked up an espresso machine, and that was something that I was really wanting to do and like get into as a hobby like this off season. I love a good latte, and I think it's really fun to have like an actual espresso maker where you have to learn how to like tamp it correctly and weigh it all out. So I've been having a lot of fun with that, and I think I'm gonna make like some little macro friendly, like low sugar, low calorie lattes, because there's so many good latte options out there, like the honey lavender. There's ones where it's like banana bread. Like there's so many really good ones, but they're all super high in sugar. And I feel like I can make some alternatives for the girls that are looking to be like, you know, maybe a little bit lower sugar, something that we can have every day. And I'm also gonna make like some protein lattes. But anyways, I've heard some really good things about these espresso beans. I also have this coffee maker linked on my Amazon because I've been absolutely loving it. And if you guys have any tips for me as a newer espresso maker, let me know. But picked up this. I also have been using my Ninja Creamy again. Hallelujah. And I've been making some really good low calorie like protein ice creams. And I had the most amazing Dubai chocolate gelato. It was incredible. And I was like, I feel like I can make this in a Ninja Creamy. So I picked up some things. I also grabbed some things on Amazon. I grabbed like the like, I don't know how, it's like Kanef something, like the crunchy stuff that's in the Dubai chocolate bars. I actually picked up some of that and picked up some pistachio cream where like the only ingredients are like pistachios instead of the ones that are all filled with the sugar that most people use in the Dubai chocolate bars. And I want to make like a Dubai chocolate ninja creamy, so look out for that. So I picked out some goodies for that. We got some pistachios, and I also picked up this bar as like an alternative that I might try in a different recipe where it's like pistachio chocolate crunch, and the whole bar is 170 calories, and it's like a lot of good ingredients. So I might try this, but I would like to do like a chocolate base with the pistachio cream and the crunchy and make it like a protein ninja creamy. I also, you guys know, I've been loving doing like the whey drip bowls, and I usually do it as like my whey protein dripped over the cream of rice. This morning I did the egg whites instead, but sometimes I'll do like whey protein or something like that. So what I've been seeing is this is another option for like a really quick carb. So I like to do things like cream of rice, things like that. Hi, Bear. We can't be on the counters, okay? So I wanted to pick up these like rice cereal for a whey drip bowl, and this one, instead of doing like Rice Krispies where there's a ton of sugar and it's a little bit more processed, I got these that are brown Rice Crisps, and they have a little bit of fiber in them as well. And then I picked up some carrot chips to kind of dip in like some hummus as a little snack. I think that's gonna be delicious. I also picked up some zoodles, which I haven't tried. So if any of you guys have some good like zoodle recipes, like the zucchini noodles, this is another great source of fiber, good source of veggies, and just makes meals more satiating, kind of like the cauliflower rice. So let me know if you guys have any ideas for that. All right, it is the best time of the day. We are about to go train. I have shoulders today, which you guys know is my favorite thing to train. And that was one thing that I need to work on, is just building my upper body a little bit more, which I love. I love training upper body. And today, actually, it's a little bit later. It's like 5:30 because Bradley is going straight from work to meet me and my dad at the gym. So it's gonna be really fun. All three of us are going to train together. So that's gonna be really fun. So it's time to make my pre-workout meal, which I am so excited for. So when I'm making a pre-workout meal and a post-workout meal, we always want to have a good amount of carbs and quick digesting carbs. So I'm doing some jasmine rice and a little bit of banana as my pre-workout. And then I like to do a healthy fat in my pre-workout. That way we have fuel to kind of hang on to our lift. And then my post-workout, I like to keep it low fat, higher carbs so that we can replenish the glycogen. So what I've been loving doing as like a fat source, and I feel really good after having this, especially when I'm working out, is a red meat. So I like doing salmon or steak or ground beef. So I've been loving doing like ground beef. I cook it as patties because it stays a little bit juicier. This is 93% and it's grass-fed from Walmart. I think I got it. So that's the meal of the day. And then topping it with a little bit of the G. Hughes sweet chili. Same thing that I was doing in prep, but it is just so good. And of course some pink salt so we can get a good pump in the gym. Delicious. So this is the pre-workout meal in all of its glory, and I'm having a little bit of banana on the side. And since it is a little bit later in the day, I usually work out earlier. I don't want to have caffeine because I want to be able to sleep well tonight. So I'm just going to do a little bit of pump. Actually, this is Bradley's. So I'm stealing a little bit of his, so nobody tell him. He'll never know. I like to have some ingredients that'll give me a nice pump without, you know, the caffeine. And I did have a coffee this morning and I'm feeling pretty good, and those carbs should energize me enough. So that should be all we need. He's flexing on us. Another great workout. I feel like I was able to get a nice pump in my shoulders. Gosh, like having a little bit more food and just recovering more just always feels so good. Like I'm really enjoying this whole post-show phase. It's been really, really fun. So I'm excited to just keep growing, and yeah, I don't know. A little bit of food goes a long way. So I'm gonna make my post-workout meal, which is again, another really simple one. I'm doing some sweet potato and some whitefish because I wanna have a good amount of carbs after I train. And then after this meal, I'm gonna have like my sweet treat meal. But I am very hungry, which is a really good sign that my metabolism is in a good spot. But I was really crashing there after that lift. I was like, I cannot wait to go back and make my post-workout meal. And honestly, I have missed sweet potato so much. Sweet potato is so great because it's like potato is a lot more voluminous than something like rice. So it goes a lot longer of a way, I would say. And there's a good amount of fiber in potatoes, which I love. So it makes you feel really full. It's a little bit slower digesting. And then I have my fish prepped, but this is why I always ingredient prep. It makes things so much easier, especially like when you're really hungry. That's when you want to, you know, grab a food that maybe isn't going to make you feel the best, maybe isn't going to have as much protein. But if I have like all my ingredients prepped and ready to go, it makes making, you know, meals like so much easier. Delicious. All right, it is time to wrap up the day. It is sweet treat o'clock. I am exhausted. I just wrapped up the rest of my work for the day, got all showered up in my pajamas, and it is time for a Ninja Creamy. I prepped this yesterday. Literally all I put in it was 1% milk that is lactose free. I got that from Trader Joe's. And then a scoop of the whey protein isolate. This one is the chocolate mint, which I haven't tried. I've done the chocolate brownie, which is really good. I've done chocolate peanut butter. I've done salted caramel. So I wanted to do like a chocolate mint base. And that's all that's in it, is the protein powder, the lactose-free milk, and then I put a pinch of salt. That really helps with the texture, but I find it really comes down to what protein powder you're using for the texture, and I really love the My Protein ones. So another pro tip is I also rinse the outside so that it kind of like gets the ice crystals off of the outside, and then I'm gonna throw it into the Ninja Creamy on the light ice cream setting. And the first time that it spins, it's gonna be a little bit like chalky. And then I just respin it. I don't add any liquid. And then I have a really yummy mix-in that I'm gonna do. And then I'm gonna do a little respin. It looks like that. And then I was looking for a mix-in that had like good ingredients, but something that gave it like that little bit of crunch, something chocolatey. And I found this at Costco. I've also heard they have it at Target and probably a lot of other places, but it's the 7 Sundays sunflower cereal. And it's gluten-free, really good ingredients. It's only made with these few ingredients, and there's a good source of fiber in it, so I love that. But it digests super well, and I like doing something like this over, you know, like an Oreo or something like that, because I feel like the ingredients are a little bit better. So we're gonna throw this in as my mix-in, and then throw it back in here. And let's take a look. That looks awesome. Amazing. And then I keep a couple extra to throw on top. And then I'm gonna top it with a little bit of flaky salt. I feel like this makes everything better. Love, oh my gosh, look at that. That looks so good. And this whole thing comes out to only 290 calories and 31 grams of protein for this whole pint of ice cream. The mint is actually really good in this too. But that is going to wrap up this first day of the reverse diet. Interested to see what I'm gonna call like this next little phase of the YouTube. But thank you guys as always for following along for the day, and I will see you guys in the next vlog. Bye.